We'll also invite on board our another expert, Mr. C.S. Vigneshwar, the president of Fada, is now joining in on the program. Warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time out. And we will also have our in-house expert, Chetan Bhutani, who covers the auto segment, to join in as well to really decode for us what all of this would mean. But Mr. Vigneshwar, starting off with you, I really wanted to begin by understanding, have inquiries already started to pour in quite a bit with all the announcements that are coming in from the auto companies? Which are the segments that are getting you more inquiries, at least for now? Have the walk-ins started more? What exactly is the mood at the dealerships?
Inquiry started building up quite early, from the 15th of last month, because there was something which was hinted by our Honorable Prime Minister. So people got curious, they started asking questions, then there was fantastic response in terms of people walking into our showrooms and that being converted to inquiries, and inquiries being this month slowly being converted into sales. But having said that, even last month it was quite decent. The kind of growth in the two-wheeler segment was about 2% over last year, and even the growth in the passenger vehicle segment was about 1%, which wasn't great, but we were thinking of a degrowth. But it wasn't so. A lot of people actually went ahead and bought these vehicles. In Kerala and Maharashtra, especially because of Onam and the Ganesh Chaturthi being very prominent there, prominent festivals, there were very, very strong growth where they beat the national growth by a long shot. So yes, so I think the announcements have been great. A lot of the postponement has happened towards this month, and we're going to have bumper sales going on from here. As a overall restructuring of the GST rates, fantastic. I think it's a breakthrough. It's kind of a path paving gesture. And for the medium and long term, I think it's fantastic. We really thank all the state governments and also the central government to be on the same page on this. So congratulations to that. We are awaiting the bumper business which is going to happen from now. Prices have dropped. RBI is talking about a reduced interest rate. So all these things augur well for the economy.
On the same point, Mr. Vigneshwar, I actually wanted to ask, some companies have already announced the price cuts, right? Before September 22nd, when the rollout is supposed to happen of the fresh GST. So how does that work, and what is the impact that you're facing because of that?
Unsettled issue regarding cess, the consumption cess. Cess was actually meant to be paid by the end customer. Right now, we are stuck with a bunch of vehicles in inventory, a lot of vehicles in inventory, and this is very strange that we need to bear it. So a lot of companies actually come out and said, let's be aggressive. A lot of vehicles would be moving on the 21st of August, since it's the first day of Navratri, 22nd, since it'll be the first day of Navratri. And a lot of people customers would want to take delivery on that day. So it's impossible for us to give deliveries on that day alone. So we need to spread out our resources, and we start giving deliveries even before the rate cuts come in, the GST cuts come in. So right now, some companies have taken the lead. They're a little bit aggressive. They've actually gone into the market and said, we will give you the benefit, we'll pass you the benefit of the rate cut right now itself. So you can go ahead and buy your vehicle right now. And so these are things which are being worked out by the companies, which is excellent, which makes sense. Because we can't deliver every vehicle on the 1st of Navratri, so we probably need some vehicles to be delivered before. That's why companies have taken price cuts, and that's how we are going back to the customer and saying that you can get your benefit right now. We don't need to wait 2 weeks from now.
Avinash, I wanted to come to you as well. Hold that thought, Mr. Vigneshwar. I'll come back to you. Avinash, just wanted to understand from you. We were looking at a time gap between the 15th August announcement of Prime Minister Modi and then the final, rate cuts that were announced by the GST Council, and the implementation date, which is September 22nd for now. How are you looking at these auto companies' earnings to reflect that in the ongoing quarter and the next quarter, which will actually reflect the final bumper festive demand?
No, I think, Sakshi, clearly the real full impact of the GST cuts would be reflected in the third quarter. July to September may not see the full impact. And I think, even if companies reduce their prices, as I told you, the sharp period is going on. So typically in India, very few people go and buy vehicles during the sharp period. So I think you're going to see revenue pickup, from the first day of the GST cut, that is the first day of Navratri, and that is going to be just for a week, for this 1 month. So I think pura impact jo hai, I think full impact will come from October to December. Typically, December is a soft month because as you are must be aware that buyers don't buy vehicles in the month of December because of the nameplate issue. But this time it may be different because you're going to get a decent price cut, and companies may offer some schemes or some packages whereby they could see the volume growth kicking in much faster in the month of December, which usually does not happen. And typically, the fourth quarter is going to be a period where you will see this momentum getting sustained in a much bigger way, because typically January to March is supposed to be a bumper quarter for most of the automobile companies. If you talk about passenger cars, if you talk about commercial vehicles, so I think in that aspect, third and the fourth quarter could be really significantly show the volume growth enhancement which we are all looking forward to.
Okay. Mr. Vigneshwar, coming back to you, just to help us understand, in the interim, what happens? Are you, is the auto industry, the companies, the OEMs, are they looking at taking some loss on themselves? Are dealerships also looking at some loss that they may have to bear in the short term till the time the final demand really picks up pace? And, people must not be wanting to take even the deliveries before September 22nd. How are you looking at all of that aspect play out, sir?
Basically, dealerships take a loss. There are two entities here. One is the government, one is the manufacturers. The government basically brought in cess for a limited period for 5 years and then they extended it again. And the cess was supposed to be paid by the end user. I don't know where the channel, a person like a distributor like me or a dealer like me ends up paying cess, which was meant to be for the end user. So we are actually speaking to the government to see the unfairness, to make them see the unfairness of this. Probably they missed it out. So we are talking to them and see what best can be done, because this is not supposed to be borne by businesses. This is supposed to be borne by end customers and even the OEMs. We've been telling the OEMs very clearly 21 days of stock is the max we need to give the flexibility to the customer. But we've been for the last year and a half, the stocks have been over 50 days, sometimes even reaching 80 days, 85 days. So it's clearly on the manufacturer to go and look at themselves and see where their systems can improve and not overtly burden our stockyards and our books with their stock. Had the stock not been so high, I don't think the headache would have been this high. But the cess is right now is an absolute disaster if the dealerships are supposed to bear it, because our rough calculation is about 2,500 crores upwards. So I don't think, being in a thin margin business as we are in and dealerships, we can't manage this. We need the government to help us out. We need the OEMs to see what best they can do.
Absolutely, understood that, sir. We also have a lot of viewers' queries that are coming in, given the fact there are so many changes happening. We'll take one query with you, sir. This is from Pranav Singh. He's from Delhi. He says, if I buy a car right now to avail the GST relief, but the showroom has low inventory due to high demand, then how do I ensure that I will get a car, in this festive season?
You have a lot of choices as a customer. There are multiple brands available. There are multiple dealerships of the same brand available either in your city or the city next to you. Just give them a call. And we have a lot of vehicles in stock. Believe me, we are at an overstock situation at about 56 days. That's what our recent press release talks about. So I don't think you'll ever come across a situation, in a very rare case maybe, but most of the cars which are out for sale are available for you to take delivery of.
One query that's coming in for you, sir. This is from Sachin Patel. He's from Vadodara. He says, do used car buyers also benefit from GST 2.0, or is it only on new cars?
Even for used cars also, you'll be finding good deals going on. So it's time for you to go and pick it up. You'll have great deals in used cars.
Okay, got that. Coming back to Avinash also, there's one more query that we are getting from one of our viewers, Avinash ji, and we wanted to toss this one to you. This one is from Priya. She's from Pune and she says, with GST relief boosting the auto sales, did I miss the bus to get onto the auto stocks and buy them, or is it still a good time to invest in some auto stocks right now?
She is quite significant. So I think, she should not feel that she has missed the bus. But yes, I think there are many large cap companies like M&M or maybe Ashok Leyland for that reason, typically from the auto component space, where I think the risk reward is definitely looking interesting. I think what the market will do is, Sakshi, they will start discounting FY 26 once the September results are out. And September 27 will start be looking at by most of the analyst community, because once 6 months are over, markets normally don't look at 26. They will start factoring in FY 27 earnings numbers. So I think yes, there is a good opportunity for runaway growth for these companies. And I think definitely, I think if you have a 12 to 15-month kind of time frame, then I think there are lots of companies within the auto component space, from an investment perspective, which can be considered. So I think you just have to probably keep a time frame of 12-18 months, and I think you'll definitely make a decent risk reward.
Okay, fair point. Mr. Vigneshwar, coming to you for last couple of questions, I wanted to ask you one. At the dealerships, are you noticing any instances where the dealerships may not be accepting any vehicles or deliveries from the companies at this point in time? Second of all, like you pointed out that you are heavily stocked, a lot of dealerships are heavily stocked, and so customers should not worry about whether they will get the car that they book. So what was the expected waiting period if somebody wants to book it for the current festive season, sir?
So before answering this, I would like to talk to Priyaji, answer her question. Whether you buy a good stock right now, I don't know, but you can always go and get yourself a good car or a bike. So it's a great time to go and buy it. And more importantly, we're answering your question. There is enough stocks at dealerships, but in case these offers are strong and customers are going to go and take up these offers, we will be running out of stock. And if we are running out of stock, it's better if the customers make a decision right now, because obviously we have well stocked right now, but there are 2 weeks to go for Navratri. And in case we sell out our stock, then it's very hard for us to arrange vehicles for customers. And talking about the other scenario, you asked about whether we have stopped taking deliveries from wholesales from manufacturers. Unless the manufacturer gives us absolute assurance that we don't buy more and we lose more. So if they are able to cover the cost of sale, definitely we would be able to support the manufacturers. But I don't think, given the current plight with the consumption says, none of the dealers have the appetite to go and pick up more vehicles and lose more on it. It just doesn't make sense. We are here, we as businessmen, we are here to make a profit out of business, doing the business the right way. And if the manufacturer supports us, we'll definitely take wholesales. Otherwise, I don't think it makes business sense for us to pick more vehicles from manufacturers until the GST regime, the new one, kicks in.
Yeah, fair point. Thank you so much, Mr. Vigneshwar, for being with us and for explaining to us the entire scenario, and all the very best for the upcoming festival.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.